Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are doing well today. As the Muslims who are watching this video know that this is Hajj, which is one of the five pillars of Islam, is coming up, and a lot of people from around the world, here in Canada as well, and different parts of the world, Muslims, they go to perform Hajj. um, I thought I did make a video last year as well with my brother. Actually, my brother did a presentation who went to Hajj. But today, I came to this Ilm and Tarbiyah Center, which is in Southeast here in Calgary, and Sheikh Fayaz is going to talk about Hajj and provide some relevant information. Inshallah, this information will be useful for the people who are planning to go to Hajj. So definitely, if you are the one who is planning to go to Hajj, definitely watch this video till the end. If you are even not going, but you know somebody who is going among your friends, family, etc., do share this video with others as well so that they can benefit. Let's go inside and let's hear what she has to say.
Has your Hajj operator, I know things are a bit different now. What Hajj are you performing? Are you performing Qiran, Tamattu, or Ifrad? Tamattu. Okay. Who's going to Makkah first? Raise your hand. Okay. Who's going to Medina first? Raise your hand. Okay. Very good. So most people, from what I understand, they perform Hajj Tamattu. What is Hajj Tamattu? In simple, basic terms, you put on two ihrams. Or even the word ihram is a state. So obviously when we think of ihram, we think of the two cloths, right? But the sisters don't wear two cloths. The sisters, they enter into the state of ihram. So tamattu is, you're gonna go perform umrah. After performing umrah, you're gonna become out of the state of ihram. You're gonna become halal. Then you can wear your normal clothes, you can do whatever you want to do. After that, you're gonna put your ihram on again. And when you put your ihram on again, then you're gonna, most likely on the 8th or 9th, or the 8th, you're gonna go to Mina. The 9th, Arafah. The 10th, you're gonna go, 9th, Arafah, and then the 9th night, Muzdalifah. 10th, 11th, 12th, depending if you're gonna stay one more night, till the 13th. And then you're gonna be in Mina, you're gonna stone, etc., etc. So tamattu means that, you know what, you're taking advantage, right? So you're doing an umrah in Hajj, and then you're gonna do your Hajj as well. Okay, we're good. Any questions? Okay, smaller group is better because obviously there's a lot of questions, right? Please raise your hand anytime you have a question. To Hajj from Pakistan, others will be departing from other parts of the world, that's great. Ultimately, when you're leaving Canada, right, we'll do 2 rakat safar, right? If you owe anyone debts, immediately try to, pay off those debts. Try to forgive and forget. If you're harboring malice, for anyone in your heart, forgive and forget. If somebody asks you for forgiveness, inshallah, forgive them. It's also important that in general days, and obviously during Hajj days as well, we have good Islamic hygiene. So obviously, when it comes to the hair under our navel, our underarms, etc., the Prophet ﷺ said, "Waqata arba'ina layla," right? Every 40 days we have to remove, obviously, those things from our body. Make sure your nails are trimmed, etc., etc. A couple of things that you want to maybe put on your list. You want to have non-scented baby wipes or non-scented wipes, non-scented soap, maybe even non-scented toothpaste if you're not familiar with the miswak, non-scented lotion. Okay? You also, the brothers, because you're not going to have a pocket on you, so you want to have a pouch. You can put your cell phone. Right? You also maybe want to take into consideration the roaming plans, right? That's important. The pouch, right, could be around your neck, around your waist to keep some money in there, right? You keep your phone in there, your ID in there, right, etc., etc. Okay,
Sheikh, I have a question.
of course.
Can we take hand sanitizers?
Yeah, non-scented, yeah,
Non-scented.
absolutely. Yeah, that's even better than soap. Non-scented hand sanitizer is actually what we used to use because you can't find water everywhere.
How about alcohol wipes that comes with the medical system?
Yeah, so alcohol, a lot of the alcohol which are in wipes and whatnot, it's synthetic alcohol. So it's not made from any vegetable. It's not made from dates or grapes, or vodka is made from potatoes, for example, right? So if it's synthetic alcohol, which is the case in most of these products, then you're fine absolutely categorically. There is no doubt, there is no, shukuk as they say in the Arabic language. Very good question. Okay? And I'll tell you why you guys need all of these things. Because say for example, you're in Mina on the 9th morning and you're eating a bunch of fruit and oranges and you have sticky hands. You take your wipes, wipe your hands, you're done. Right? You don't gotta line up, fetch some water, etc., etc. Okay? You also want to make sure you take, charger or the charger converter for obviously the Saudi plugs, right, etc., etc. There's a couple of things that you want to obviously keep in your mind. Now, the Sheikh, he actually
Sheikh, I have a question similar
Sure.
to what Kashif asked.
of course.
And if you have the medication which has a scent or something, like for the painkiller you have the spray, if you want to use it,
Yeah. Huh.
can we use it?
Yeah, so a lot of people they ask this, right? Like a lot of my mom's friends, when I go take my mom always, right? So they're like, Beta, Fayaz, hum Vicks lagate hai, right? And I put Vicks on or Vaseline on, right? I'm like, agar aap khushbu ke taur pe, right? I said that if you wear it as perfume, nobody wears Vicks for perfume at the end of the day, right? So everything has a scent. Even non-scented lotion has a scent. But as long as you're not wearing it for perfume. So scholars have said, even some of my teachers have said that gum is problematic. A Tic Tac is problematic because you're chewing that gum to freshen your breath. You're using that Tic Tac to freshen your breath. That's scent. Because that scent comes on your lips, etc., as well. Another thing that we have to understand is, not now, but before when you land, the flight attendants, they would usually give you a towel, and those towels were scented so you can freshen up, etc., etc. Once you're in the state of ihram, you cannot do that. So obviously, let's speak about. Okay, so we've offered 2 rakahs. There's good hygiene. There's hygiene of the heart, right? We've forgiven, we've forgotten. Very, very important, right? And now, inshallah, we're on our way. Now, for those brothers who are going to Mecca, if you're in transit, right, and sisters, you want to keep, the brothers especially, your ihram, your 2 cloths, in your carry-on. Because if you're like, for example, in Riyadh, or let's say, for example, you're in Qatar, and make it easy. You're not in Saudi. Now from Qatar, you're from Doha, where are you going? You're going Jeddah. You have to be in the state of ihram before you actually go to Jeddah. So there's so many times I carry like 4 ihrams in my hand luggage because the group that we take, everyone's forgetting everything right at the end of the day, right? Once I had to give my upper cloth to a Turkish brother. He passed away, right? He was very old. So I said, okay, you know what? You have your lower cloth, I have my lower cloth, and then I got one of the chadars or one of the ridas from Lufthansa or something, and then I use that as an upper cloth. I'm allowed to do that. Okay? Another thing as far as the male ihram is concerned, you're allowed to wear a belt. Right? Now you may have like a leather belt which has stitching. That's fine. You may have a watch which is a leather belt for your watch. Right? That's fine. You just can't wear anything which is stitched as a cloth or garment. Because obviously you're going to be wearing a pouch. The pouch is stitched. That's fine. You're not wearing it as a garment. We're good? Okay. Sisters, for you, there's only a state of ihram. Right? The only thing you can't cover is your face. So brothers and sisters, you know what? If you're in the state of ihram and you cover your face, that's a violation. That's a transgression of the ihram. Okay. Now, you got the Qatar, you got the Doha. Now you're gonna put on your ihram. So brothers are gonna go. If you can take a shower, take a shower. If you can't, don't take a shower. Do wudu. Right? You're gonna offer 2 rak'ah salah. You're gonna say, you know, kafirun in the first, or whatever you'd like to recite, right? And then ikhlas in the second, right? Some scholars have recommended that. And then you're gonna make this dua, and that's gonna be on another Hajj manual that I'm gonna send to you guys later, right? Because I just want to keep the basics right now, right? The dua is in there. Allahumma inni uridu al-umrah. Oh Allah, I intend umrah. Fayassirha li. Make it easy for me. وتقبلها minni, and accept it from me. No problem. You wore your ihram. Sisters are they're in their normal clothes. Now, you can put some perfume on your ihram a couple of days before, but don't put on an oily perfume. Put on like something which is less oily, or you can put it in the dryer and put some down sheets in it, or some fabric softener on it. Right? It still smells good, because obviously if I touch that cloth, the scent is not going to rub off on my hand, but I'm still going to smell good, right? But if I put, like, you know, for example, a deodorant on, that deodorant is going to come off. Then the moment I touch that scent, I'm done, right? So you're allowed to say, you know what, make sure your ihram smells good. Now, just letting you know, like, this happened to me just recently. Right before Ramadan, I was in Mecca, Medina, and Aqsa, alhamdulillah. So I land in Jeddah, I'm waiting for my people. I was like, let me use the washroom. I used the washroom. What's the first thing after we're using the washroom? Soap. I'm washing my hands, I'm enjoying it. You know, I'm like, oh, right? Soap. That was the first time I went Umrah in the 90s with my parents, same mistake. So I told my parents that, and my parents were like, Fayaz, you never learned at the end of the day, right? Alhamdulillah. So that's okay. We're going to make mistakes, but it's not a major violation. Transgressions are there. It's going to be in your other manual that I'm going to send to you. Again, I'm keeping things very, very specific, because it's really long as it is. Okay, when you put your ihram on, right, my brothers, you want to obviously, because you want to walk, right? You want to walk with your legs, right? If you keep your legs really, really close and you put your ihram on, then you're going to tippy toe like this. Right? So obviously, you know what? You want to have, like, you know, the posture when you go through security, right? Posture through security. Learn how to wear your ihram in the home, right? You're going to obviously wrap it, then you can put your belt on, then you can wrap it, you know what? You can take the upper cloth, you know, which is above the belt, and wrap it again underneath, and your lower cloth, right? A lot of people in ihram, they like keeping everything exposed. But you're not supposed to keep it exposed. You're supposed to cover it up. We're going to speak about when you expose your right shoulder in a bit. Okay. So now you put on your ihram. The moment you put on your ihram, are you in the state of ihram? No. Okay. So it's like buying a phone from Apple. Typically I bought a phone. It's not activated yet. It needs to be activated with a service provider. Right? When is your ihram activated? Sisters.
When you do niyyah.
No, I did the niyyah. Oh Allah, I'm going for one. I did the niyyah right now.
When you done the miqat.
And then you say labbaik.
Yeah, when we start saying.
At least 3 times to start it.
Well, I heard miqat, I heard labbaik, I heard 3 times, I heard niyyah. So what's the consensus?
All of them.
Miqat, what about the miqat? Right, so okay. So how do you activate it? Brothers,
So we go to miqat.
you go to miqat and then what?
And then whenever we do repeat umrahs, we go to miqat. Though we wear the ihram from our home, but then when we go to miqat and pray to 2 rakat.
But you're going to be in the plane, sister. We're in Qatar right now. We're going to Jeddah. That pilot ain't going to land the plane, you know what, before the miqat.
In the PI.
PI doesn't do that either. Trust me, I wish it did. You know, PI doesn't even give me, you know what, sauce or chutney with my samosa, man.
when we cross the miqat on the air,
No, but you have to be in the state of ihram before miqat. If you cross miqat, you're done.
Yeah.
So how was and somebody tell me, how was your ihram activated? The reason why I'm doing this is so I don't fall asleep and you don't fall asleep. It's an important question.
I believe when you are wearing the ihram, this is the state, then you are in the conditions of ihram, everything is.
No.
I think
A big X. Game show.
you do your niyyah and then you do the talbih and then.
Yeah, so we're getting closer. This is good, right? So the niyyah is already done.
Yeah.
Because Allah, I'm intending umrah. Make it easy for me. Your ihram is activated the moment you make the niyyah and your niyyah of talbiyah. And you gotta say the talbiyah. The talbiyah is labbaik. Everyone repeat after me. Labbaik. Allahumma labbaik. لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. I wish I was going with you guys, honestly. I'm getting tears in my eyes. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. Okay, the moment you say that, your ihram is activated. The reason why my recommendation is that you don't activate your ihram immediately is because you could board the plane. Then a person could say that the engine failed. So now you're in ihram, there's going to be a 12-hour wait at Doha, right? Airport. And, you want to be a bit more inconvenient for nothing. So what I do is usually the pilot will announce, we're coming to the miqat 15 minutes before, activate it. But if you're afraid you're going to sleep, then activate it once you get into the plane and you're on the runway, because you're in the air, and then activate that, say labbaik Allahumma labbaik, and then you're done. Now, the moment you start the talbiyah, the best zikr is talbiyah. And that zikr is going to go all the way, till you start your tawaf. Okay? Yes?
So during the ihram, or before the activation of ihram, let's go in this way. So you can use mask or something just to.
Yeah, you can brush your teeth, you can use soap, you can do all of that.
But I mean mask the oil stuff
You can, but now the moment you're in ihram, and if you have the scent on your arm, and it's still oily, then it's jinayah. So that's why you don't want to use that. So you want to be careful. Some scholars say it's supposed to have to do that, but it's also, that's why ulama say don't touch the Kaaba when you're in the state of ihram. Why don't we touch the Kaaba? Because the Kaaba, the ghilaf, it's mutayyab, right? It's scented. That's why you notice on these reels and on Instagram, everyone's taking a bunch of utur and they're putting it on the ghilaf of the Kaaba. Okay. So in the state of ihram, obviously you can't lose your temper, you can't get angry, you shouldn't swear. There's obviously no romantic relationships. You gotta pack a lot of patience. Okay. So now you've activated your ihram. You land in Jeddah. After landing in Jeddah, you clear customs. After clearing customs, most likely you're going to go to your hotel. You can rest in the state of ihram if you need to. That's fine. You can take a shower in the state of ihram, right? No soap though. Nothing scented. After all of this is done, you're going to go towards Masjid al-Haram. Towards Masjid al-Haram, what are you continuously reciting now? لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. You're gonna enter the masjid with the right foot. You're gonna recite the dua. Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. It's all gonna be in the man I'm gonna send you guys later. Allahumma aftah li abwab rahmatik. You're going to try to keep your gaze down. If you haven't been to Mecca, it's a really busy place, Masjid al-Haram. You need to have peace in your heart. There are people going fast, this way, that way, that way, tariq, hajj, tariq, right? So a lot of people, they get culture shock. Remember, you're getting millions of people from different educational backgrounds, different lifestyles, the urf is different. North Americans are overly sensitive. If somebody parks their car near my car too much and my door doesn't really open all the way, Allahu Akbar, I'm ready to sue the guy here in North America, right? We're overly sensitive. We and our children are as well, and it's a problem. Our children have tasted so much comfort that, alhamdulillah, I like the carpets in our place. Allah reward everyone, alhamdulillah. But when there's no carpets, you're like, in Masjid al-Haram, there's no carpets, man. You're on the marble floor for 2 hours. Everyone loves it. Gossip Bay doesn't put the carpet down in mahogany. He's going to get complaints, man. On Eid. You know what I'm trying to say, right? That's the way it is, right? I said, man, I told the guy, make sure you have good padding, otherwise I'm going to get so much complaints here at the end of the day. So our children, they have a hard time doing Umrah. They have a hard time doing Hajj. Because when I want to pray, I want my 2 by 5 foot, sajada, prayer rug, my space at the end of the day. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, right? Okay. Then you're going to continue. Then you're going to see the Kaaba. But when you're in front of the Kaaba and where it's open, take some time. On the journey, when you first see the Kaaba, whatever dua you make, Allah accepts it. Make dua for yourself, your parents, your ummah, your dunya, your akhirah. Make dua for everyone. Make dua for those who have harmed you. Make dua for those who have inconvenienced you. Make dua for, your children, your grandchildren, for their akhirah, for their Islam and their iman. And whatever you want. Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah would say, Allah, whatever dua I make, as long as it's khair for me, for the rest of my life, accept it. MashaAllah. Right? Okay. Now, we're still saying the talbiyah. At that point in time, the brothers, you're going to expose your right shoulder right before the tawaf. It's called ittiba. So your right shoulder is exposed, everything else is covered. Where do you start your tawaf from?
From the green light.
Yeah, from Hajj, the green light. That's right, Hajj Aswad, right? I had students, mashallah, after that, so they thought for Umrah, we start at the green light. Then my students, they would say, Sheikh, we just did a tawaf. I'm like, okay, where do you, I'm like, tell me about it. They're like, yeah, we came in from this door, we just started where we came from, and we did 7, and then we ended where we ended. I'm like, buddy. So my students, when they come with me, the one condition before the COVID, you have to do at least 6 tawaf a day, or don't come. Because they're younger than me. If I do 6, you can do 6. After every salah 1, and then find out during the day when you're going to do 1 more. That's the condition. And I said, I'll take care of all your meals. Your meals are on me, right? But that's the condition. Obviously now it's a bit different because of COVID. There's restriction, that's a different story. You're going to continue to say, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika labbaik. But then the moment you start your tawaf, you're done. So let's imagine for a second, this is Hajj Aswad, this thing right, or this is the green light. So now I'm coming, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, I'm going to stop, my right shoulder is exposed, right? You're not going to cut the Hajj Aswad because it's too busy. You're going to do istiram, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. You can go one hand, right? My teachers, whenever I see them, go Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. Everyone try that? Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. Try it. Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. Okay. Now, the men are going to call it Ramal. It's going to be packed. It's so packed. But you're going to do a power walk. Chest out. Power walk, power walk, power walk, power walk, power walk, power walk, power walk. For the first 3 circumambulations. Okay? Because the Prophet did this, they wanted to show strength in the Meccans. The 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, you don't do that. Where your right shoulder is exposed. Okay. We started with the istiram, the kissing of the Hajj Aswad through ishara, right? Through how do you say ishara in English? Through pointing, through sign, yeah, through some sign, right? How many times have we done istiram or kiss Hajj Aswad? Wrong.
8.
8. That's right. Because when you begin and when you end. When you begin and when you end. After that, they're going to go do 2 rak'ah salah. Okay? And that salah is wajib. The makruh timing usually after Fajr, till sunrise, after Asr, till sunset. That's all going to be there in your detailed Hajj manual. Okay? You're gonna offer 2 rak'ah behind Maqam Ibrahim, but wherever you get space now. Then you're gonna make dua. Then you're still in a state of ihram. Then you're gonna go drink Zamzam. Put some on your head, put some on your face. Prophet did this. You're gonna recite the dua, Allahumma inni as'aluka al-ilman nafi'a wa rizqan wasi'a till the end. Then you're gonna proceed to the Mas'a. Safa Marwa. You're going to start at Safa, whatever dua you make there is Makbul. Safa, start at Safa, Marwa, back to Safa, back to Marwa, back to Safa, back to Marwa, back to Safa, and at Marwa. So 7 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's green lights. There's a green ceiling, right? On my Instagram, a lot of people, they really, really run so fast. Some people, they don't really run at all for the brothers. I'll try to pull that up, inshallah, right? It's supposed to, it's almost like a jog. It's supposed to kind of move, inshallah, right? In emulation of Hajar, alayhi salatu wasalam. There's a lot of history about Hajj that you can read on your own. We're just here to get through, obviously, the basics and the fiqh of Hajj, inshallah. Is that okay? Because we know that obviously how Zamzam came, Jibreel, Ismail alayhi salam was thirsty. Jibreel alayhi salam, he scraped his wing, etc., etc. Okay. Your Umrah is not done yet. How do you get out of the state of Ihram? You have to cut your hair. So obviously, brothers, you can either get qasar, which is a trim all around. They'll do that, right? Or you do halak. Halak is better, there's more virtue than that. Qasar is also permissible, right? The Prophet made dua for the people who did halak 3 times. Allahumma arham al-muhalliqeen, oh Allah, have mercy upon those who shave their heads, shave their heads. And the people who trimmed it said, Ya Rasulullah, amal muqassirin. O Prophet of Allah, how about us who trimmed it? I mean, and the Prophet was amazing. He included everyone, right? Even if they didn't do the best thing. He said, Allahumma arham al-muqassirin aydan. He never said no. Okay? You're out of the ihram. Now, sisters, what are you going to cut? You're going to cut 1 inch from the bottom. So you're going to take your hair from the back, cut 1 inch. Okay? If you can't find a sister who's out of the haram, and if it's just you guys, then you can cut each other's hair. It's permissible to do that. You have to be careful sometimes, because if you go on the street, what will happen is that there will be some kids there. They want to make, this is their season to make money. They'll take a soap bar, and they'll start lathering your head. The soap is scented. Penalty again. Okay? Your ihram is done. Before we get to the questions, your umrah is done. If you break your wudu before completing 4 circuits, you have to start tawaf from the beginning. If you break your wudu after completing 4 circuits, you continue your tawaf from where you left off. Between Safa and Marwa, you don't need wudu. Not on Hajj, not on Umrah. Any questions? Okay? Why? Because the next morning, where are you going to go? Arafah. So again, you're going to put on your ihram again. So if you're in Makkah, you're going to put on your ihram. Now the people from Medina, depends on what day you're getting to Makkah. If you're 5 days before the 8th of the Hijjah, then obviously you're going to do your Umrah, you're going to get out of your Ihram, then on the 7th or the 8th morning when you go to Mina, usually it's the 8th morning. Some people like taking their tours earlier, because you beat the traffic. You're in a state of raha, you're in a state of peace, right? But on the 8th, they're going to get to, hopefully, usually, Mina. If you don't, that's fine. Like if you go straight to Arafah on the 9th, that's also fine. Because it's sunnah to be there, but it's not an integral part of Hajj. Okay. So if you're in Makkah already, do your 2 rakah in Masjid al-Haram, go to your hotel or put your ihram on, go to Masjid al-Haram, right, etc., etc. And then, right when you guys are going to go to the Mina, activate your ihram, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika lak labbaik, innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk, la sharika lak. Now,
But there is no requirement to go for the tawaf again.
no. However, there is one hack. 10th, 11th, and 12th, you have to do something called tawaf ziyarah, tawaf ifadah, the main tawaf. You have to do it. Tawaf, obviously, that tawaf that's the only tawaf that you have to do 7 circumambulations, short or ashwat bil Arabi, I guess, chakkar kehte hai Urdu mein, right? Then you have to do Safa Marwa.
Right.
If I put on my Hajj ihram, right?
On 8.
Right? Or the 7th,
Uh-huh.
I could do a tawaf, because I'm not doing tawaf anyways. And if I do my sa'i, if I advance my sa'i,
From 11 to
then on the 10th, 11th, 12th, as long as I do my 7 rounds, you're good. Because it's very busy. Most likely you guys aren't going to do that. Because it complicates things. Right? And plus, like the whole tour guide, who you're with, etc., etc. That's just a mas'ala, I'm just throwing it out there at the end of the day. So, usually if you're taking an elderly parent, for example, who's on a wheelchair, then it's good for them to do their sa'i first. So once they finish the 7 rounds, then they're done. They're completely out of the state of ihram. Okay? You're going to do Fajr, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and Mina on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah. Now, when you're in Mina, are you going to do 4 rakahs or 2 rakahs? For Dhuhr? 2, because you're Musafir, right? As well. Very good.
But if we do the full, then
With Jama'ah, you're going to do the full.
okay.
Yeah, but when you're Musafir, you're going to do your Safar, inshallah, okay?
And you don't need to combine the prayers there, right? I believe, or you
Depending on what fiqh you follow,
Yes.
some people combine, some people don't. So whatever fiqh you follow, do that accordingly, inshallah. Okay. Now, you're in Mina. Mina is pure, it's relaxing. A lot of food, there's markets, there's this, there's that, right? Enjoy it. Now on the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, you're going to leave Arafat after sunrise. You're going to continue reciting Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. This is your second ihram now, right? Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. Then, Arafah starts on Zawal, and it's good to get there before Maghrib, but it actually lasts all the way till Fajr, in case somebody's running late. You're going to get there around Dhuhr, you're going to make dua, you're going to obviously do Dhuhr and Asr. Some people are going to combine their prayers, some people aren't going to combine their prayers. Follow whichever madhab you follow your local imam, follow your tour guide, etc., etc., etc. Okay. And there's a bunch of conditions, right? If you're gonna combine it. Your devotion standing in Arafah, it's called Wuquf Arafah. Wuquf means station, right? And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he made dua like this standing. You can see obviously this part of his body, his armpits, right? And Arafah, it's a very spiritual, very, very spiritual place. So when Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, was there, Hajjatul Wada, again, make dua for yourself, make dua for the ummah. Especially, man, with everything that's happening in our world, It's a really, really trying time. So we dua, inshallah, for Palestine and Kashmir and all of our brothers and sisters throughout the entire world. Then, after Maghrib, you're going to leave Arafah and you're going to go to Muzdalifah. When you go to Muzdalifah, you're going to combine your Maghrib and Isha, most likely in Isha time. Okay? Arafah, the place, yeah. And this is the only time that there's going to be one adhan and one iqamah. There's no two iqamas. Because of the hadith. Right? It's on page actually 13. So the muqim will call the iqamah, the mu'adhin will call the adhan, the iqamah, maghrib. After maghrib, the imam will stand up, we will do isha. Okay? Everyone's going to do their own jamaat because there's 2 million people going there at the end of the day. Okay. Now, Muzdalifah, the sky is your ceiling, the earth is your bed. You're going to probably most likely, your group will say, have a buy a small, because you'll be carrying a backpack, your medication, your charger, your toiletries. If you can put a small little sleeping bag in there, a blanket, it'll help you. Because then you're going to stay in Muzdalifah till the morning. So you're going to get there at night, and you're going to be in Muzdalifah till the morning. An umbrella is also really, really good. And I'll tell you why. Buy a cheap umbrella. So what you can do is you can put the umbrella behind you, and you can take some safety pins and clip the umbrella to your you can clip the umbrella to Let's come to the door. So you can clip your umbrella to the front part of your sleeping bag. What will that make you? It will make you a tent. So at least you have a little privacy. You get a little sleep if you want, etc., etc. Right? Remember, you have a sleeping bag. You're in the sleeping bag, but now you have an umbrella behind you. So obviously, if you clip it, then you have something, a little shelter as well. Because we're sensitive. Like we don't even if the AC is not on, we're done at the end of the day, right? So that's what it is. Now, this is important. And it's on page 14. You're gonna collect pebbles. How many pebbles are you gonna collect altogether?
70.
21.
Total 14.
70.
Depends.
Yeah.
If you're gonna store on the 13th or not. Take a Ziploc bag. Right? Take a Ziploc bag. Before when we did Hajj, there weren't no flashlights on the phones. So everyone would buy that small little flashlight because to see where you're going and whatnot as well, right?
Can we take the head lamps that we're using the camping?
Yeah, absolutely. Also, during these days, you want to watch your food intake because the bathroom lines are really, really long. Okay, yeah. And again, we're so North American. We have it easy, man. You walk into any place, there's no lines, right?
Oversensitive.
Yeah, overly wacky. As a judge, really, we're so sensitive, right? At the end of the day. Okay. So, if you're in the morning, if you're in Mina in the morning of the 13th, then you need, 70 pebbles, right? But if you're going to leave on the 12th, after starting on the 12th, you need 49. Let's grab some extra ones in case you miss the target, inshallah, okay? Your head, once your pelting is done on the 10th, and once your sacrifice is done on the 10th. Because the moment you shave your head, you're out of ihram on the 10th, right? And everything is halal except for intimate relations, except for spousal relations, okay? So, If you can, you're gonna pelt jamarat. Now, there's 3 jamarat. There's a big highway to pelting, right? They've been a really good system. So you're gonna come here. This is one. Imagine there's 3 iPhones here. 1 iPhone, 2 iPhone, 3 iPhone. The width is about like 30 meters. Everyone's gonna come here. Just walk around a bit this way, and nobody will be here. The first day you only do the first one. Right? The dua, Bismillah, Ridan al-Rahman, Ragman lil-Shaytan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The moment you hit the jamra with 1 pebble, your talbiyah stops. There's no more talbiyah.
Makes sense, yeah.
Okay? That's mentioned there. That's mentioned in the book. But you can write it down. And then, as far as the timings for the jamarat is concerned, and it's wajib to do the rami. You have to do the, right? You have to do that. So from the morning to sunrise, it's makruh. From sunrise to zawal on the 10th. From the sunrise to zawal, it's sunnah. From zawal to sunset, zuhr to maghrib, it's mubah, it's permissible. And from sunset to the next morning, the 11th morning of Fajr, it's undesirable, but obviously you're going to have your own timings. Because that's how they administer 100,000 people at a time going. Instead of, 1 million people at a time going, follow that order, inshallah. Okay. The next day, the timings are the same. You're gonna stone all 3 on the 11th. You're gonna stone all 3 on the 12th. If you're in the Mina on the 13th morning, Fajr, you're gonna stone all 3 on the 13th. 7 on each. Obviously, on the 11th, 7 here, then 7 here, then 7 here. Talbiyah has stopped. You're in your normal clothes if you got your head shaven. Okay. You only have one restriction, spousal relations. The spousal relation will end, you have to do that tawaf. The tawaf starts from 10th morning, ends on Maghrib 12th. You have to get that tawaf done anytime in between. So a lot of people, they do every 10th, a busy day. So they get everything done on the 10th, and then maybe, they'll do the tawaf on the 11th. Do it whenever you feel comfortable at the end of the day. That tawaf again, now this tawaf there's no ihram because you're in your normal clothes. If you did your sa'i in the state of your Hajj ihram, which was after a nafil tawaf, then you've already advanced your sa'i. You're walking between Safa and Marwa. But if you didn't, you're going to do 7 rounds. Then you're going to obviously do 2 rak'ah, because after every tawaf there's 2 rak'ahs. Then you're going to go from Safa, Marwa, Safa, Marwa, Safa, Marwa. And then all restrictions are off. Then there's something called, the last thing inshallah. There's something called, Tawaf Wida, 31. So you have to do 1 farewell tawaf. This is only in Hajj, it's not in Umrah. Okay? You don't have to do that as your last tawaf. But say for example you're leaving like on the 13th morning. So on the 12th, you did your 12th morning, you did your tawaf ifada, ziyarah, your tawaf of Hajj. You have to get your tawaf wida, another 7 rounds done before you leave back home or Pakistan or wherever you're going. Okay? Say for example, I'm leaving a week later. I could still do my tawaf wida 1 week before. So always make the intention that, your next tawaf after your tawaf of Hajj, tawaf ziyarah or tawaf ifada it's called, then God forbid you get sick or you have to take an early flight, at least you're done. Your tawaf, alhamdulillah, your Hajj, at that point in time, is complete.
So, Sheikh, for the first day of Rami, as Nadia was asking, because now Saudi government has an application where you can book your ticket for the Adai or the Qurbani, so they do themselves. So we don't have that confirmation.
But they send you a text message or email?
So some people say they send it, some people say no, they not possible.
Do you know what day they're going to be doing the?
Qurbani? No. So this is the thing.
Okay.
Some
So
people
I'm going to
say-
find out. Let me. So you have my text message. What I'll do is like I'll figure out what the masala is there and how to confirm it. We'll go from there.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming they know the masala and they're going to be doing it on the 10th.
If you go with your tour guide, just
Yeah.
response what is doing, they will let you know.
They'll let you know. Whoever your point of contact on the ground is, that's the best.
Yeah, the problem is if someone like we book our Hajj through the Nusuk website.
Yeah.
So everything is online. So those people are trying to support it, but
Yeah.
they are not responsible really.
Yeah. But you're gonna have some buses, right? That you're gonna be on.
Yeah, there are buses.
Yeah. So how do you know which bus you're gonna be on?
Also, they will have some guide. They have assigned the guide. Yes.
Yeah.
You are right.
So
but
then you gotta ask the person who's with you, guiding you on the ground. He's the best person because he would know.
okay.
Yeah. Hajj.
Is it necessary that we have to do the Qurbani sacrifice back home as well, and instead in also with the Hajj too?
A very good point. So for the Hanafis, if you have enough money of nisab, then you have to do Qurbani or Udhiyah as well.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing is that
So that was
technically you don't have to because you're musafir.
Okay.
Technically. Yeah. But if you want to continue doing it, you can do it. Technically you don't have to because the Udhiyah is only wajib for those scholars who say it's wajib on the muqim, on a person who's not traveling. Because even like the sawm or fasting is uplifted, right? When you're not fasting, so or when you're traveling, sorry.
Can you combine tawaf ziyarah with tawaf without?
Yeah, that's it.
No, you can't combine it.
You cannot
No.
combine?
I don't know. Yeah, no, you cannot. It's a separate tawaf
You have
altogether.
to go twice, like one on the 10th and then
One anywhere between the 10th and the 12th sunset. But you can do tawaf with that right after you do tawaf ziyarah or ifada.
but we don't need to wear ihram. We can just
No, because the moment you've done your pass, right? So pelting, animal sacrifice, and stoning, no, and shaving the head or cutting the hair, you're out of ihram.
Is it necessary? Should we stay in a mina in a tent, or if someone has a residence in the Azizia close to the?
It's fine. Yeah.
Can we stay in a hotel?
You can say Azizia, yeah. I mean, it's good to spend some part of the night there, like maybe do your Maghrib and Isha, and then go to Azizia, but it's not necessary. Rami is wajib, Tawaf Ifada is the fard component, the Tawaf obviously between the 10th and the 12th, Tawaf Wida is wajib, and Arafah is fard as well.
because we will probably be leaving Makkah according to our tour very soon after. I think that at 12 or 30.
Yeah, so do it right after, if you can.
We have to do one tawaf before we leave and one on 10.
You have to do your tawaf of Hajj anytime between 10 and 12,
Okay.
and you can do your tawaf with that as soon as you do that. So do your tawaf with the tawaf ziyarah, let's say for example, hypothetically on the 11th, and then on the 12th, do your tawaf with it.
We cannot do at the same time, like 7 and.
No, there's no 2 for 1 sale there, no.
If we do 14 times,
No.
like a 7/7 tawaf is there, right?
Yeah, it's better to, so no, you can. If, like, for example, that is a good question.
After
So,
1 minute.
I'm a very smart guy, mashallah. So, like, say for example, if it's after Asr, there's no 2 rakat anyways. Then you continue, then you make that intention. So you do 14. The people do that, you can do that. But obviously, but the sunnah is to do 2 rakah after every tawaf. But in that situation, then you'll do after Maghrib, you'll do 2 rakah and another 2 rakah. Because those 2 rakahs are wajib after tawaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to take that into consideration. But it's legitimate.
I have a question. Like,
Sure.
So you go to Mina on the 8th, and then you stay there till 12th or 13th, right?
But you do a lot of things in between. So you're in
You
Mina on the
go
8th.
back and forth, but the first day only we sleep with that sleeping bag, right? It's the 8th and 9th, and then the
No, in
9th
Mina
there are
you're going to be
some
under a
tents.
tent.
Tent.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the city of tents, those white
Yeah.
tents, right?
So that tent start from the 8th, like.
8th, yeah.
So why do you need a sleeping bag? That's why I'm asking.
Unless, are they going to have like mattresses for you, depending on your package?
For the
Oh, okay.
For Muzdalifah.
I thought for one day you need to stay like in the open sky and then you can go to camp.
Yeah, for your sleeping bag is primarily for Muzdalifah. But depending on your package, like if there's they don't have 2 million mattresses there. So you still may need your sleeping bag. Yeah. It depends on your package. So like if you go with like, you know, the VIP packages, like man, like astaghfirullah, like we have like bed better than our home bed, and they have like, you know, like an open buffet 24/7 and whatnot. And it's fine. I mean, it's not haram, right? So it just depends.
I just heard about the camps, so wasn't sure like when you were staying out of the camps and